to my channel. If you've been following me on Instagram, then you know that lately I've been eating a lot of chocolate cake. So I figured today I would show you how I make my chocolate mug cake. Since a lot of you have asked for a video, I figured now would be a great time. So this is what it looks like, and I'm eagerly waiting here to dig in. I really want to jump in. It smells delicious. So as some of you may know, I started a dairy-free challenge with Dr. Berry, and my first thought was, oh my God, how am I gonna go about this challenge? You know, because the first thing in my mind when I think of dessert is dairy. You know, there is no such thing as a dairy-free dessert in my opinion back then. Now I know better. This is completely dairy-free, and that's why I've been enjoying it a lot lately. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's anything else you guys would want to see in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and comment. Give me a little heart too. Thanks. We're going to start with 2 tablespoons of almond flour, 1 tablespoon of coconut flour, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, and I'll show you which one I like to use. It is the Hershey's Cocoa. It is a new formula. You want to look out for that one because it does have 1 net carb. I know it's really blurry, but it's 1 net carb per tablespoon. Then I use about 2 teaspoons of sweetener. I like to use Pyure. It's a blend of stevia and erythritol. I use half a teaspoon of baking powder, and I'll show you right now which one I like to use. It is aluminum free. Sorry for the focus. And you're going to need 1 egg. And you're also going to need a 1/4 cup of brewed coffee. A little trick here is you can use instant coffee if you'd like, and you can mix it in with your dry ingredients. And just add hot water if you'd like, or just room temperature water. A little trick here, tip, I usually carry one of these little Ziploc bags to work with me, and they're on the go. So we're going to start off with a mug. This is the type of mug that I use. I got this at IKEA for like 50 cents. But sometimes I like to split my dessert into 2. So I use 2 little ramekins that I got at Target. For today, we're going to do it in the mug. So let's get started mixing in all the dry ingredients first. Just pop them in, and just to let you guys know while I put this in, you don't have to make this a cocoa cake or a chocolate cake. You could always substitute that chocolate or that cocoa for the equivalent of, you know, another tablespoon, half a tablespoon of almond flour, half a tablespoon of coconut flour, and you can add your own spices to it to make it like a spice cake or vanilla cake or whatever you'd like to make out of this. It doesn't have to be cocoa powder, and you definitely don't have to use coffee if you don't like. You could always use decaf if that's your thing, or you can use just water or almond milk if you'd like. Just depending on what you'd like, it's going to be what you're going to get at the end with your macros and your calories. But for the most part, I like to use coffee just because it enhances the flavor of the cocoa, and it also, for some reason, I think that it makes it moist. So it may just be all in my head, but I happen to enjoy it a lot more. So when we mix all the dry ingredients, then I always add my coffee, and I'll mix that up for a little bit before I add my egg. One of my favorite things to do with this cake sometimes is, instead of doing the cocoa powder, I'll do, like I said, half a tablespoon of almond flour, half a tablespoon of coconut flour, and I can add some pumpkin spice, especially during the fall. I usually do something like that, and I'm sure you guys will see me do it on Instagram sooner or later, and I'll do like a cream cheese frosting on it, which I'll have to do a video on soon, so you guys can see how I make my cream cheese frosting, which is very basic. It's just, you know, cream cheese, a little bit of heavy cream, and some sweetener all blended up together. All right, so he's going to fast forward for me here because that is a lot of mixing. I know a lot of people were telling me, oh my gosh, my cake came out eggy for some reason. You do need to mix it very, very, very well, and make sure you're using a large egg, because sometimes you use the jumbo ones, it will make it taste eggy, but large egg. That's going to go in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes, 1:45 seconds, and that's what it should look like. So depending on the strength of your microwave is how long you're going to leave it in there. I usually do 1:40 seconds. So I just flip it over once it's done, and there's this pretty little mug cake rounded out. Y'all see it all the time on my posts. And you can top that with peanut butter. This is the one that I like to use from Walmart. It's got 1 net carb. I know y'all can't see it here, but 1 net carb for 2 tablespoons. You can't beat that. Or some homemade coconut whipped cream. I'll do another video on that soon, I promise. Because it is, I do make it at home. It's super easy. So I'm just going to top this one with some peanut butter, and this peanut butter, obviously it's cold, it was in the refrigerator, but with the heat of the cake, of the mug cake, it'll start melting and dripping, you know, over the cake, and that's usually when I take a picture. So I'll swirl it around a little bit so I can melt it a little easier, and take pictures of this and hopefully post it as well. And I can't wait to dig into it. I know I'm thinking that while I'm swirling around. I love peanut butter, so I'm pretty sure that's what I was thinking at that moment. And there you have it. So this cake is 198 calories without the topping. Without the topping, 198 calories, 14 grams of fat, 11 grams of protein, and 5 net carbs.